The Florida Panthers' dominance has brought back memories of the Miami Heat's glorious Big Three era. An important member of those Heat rosters that delivered 2 NBA championships recently reflected on some of those memories. During a wide-ranging extended interview on a recent episode of the Pablo Torre Finds Out podcast, retired forward Shane Battier spoke about his NBA career, the highs and lows of his 3-year Heat tenure, and the challenges of retirement. Battier even explained why he chooses former Heat teammate LeBron James over Michael Jordan as the greatest basketball player of all time. "I'm always going with LeBron for a simple reason. LeBron did something twice that Jordan, I don't think, could have done once. He won 2 NBA titles with Shane Battier as the starting power forward," Battier said on the podcast with a laugh, referring to the 2 NBA championships he won alongside James with the Heat in 2012 and 2013. "No way Jordan could have done that. As great as Jordan was, LeBron dragged me across the finish line. That's my story and I'm sticking to it." But it wasn't all laughs for Battle during the episode, as he also spoke about the most humiliating time during his 13-year NBA career. That time came as a member of the Heat during the 2013-14 season, which turned into Battier's final NBA season. "My last year, when I was told without being told that our best chance of winning doesn't include you, Shane," Battier said when asked by podcast host Pablo Torre for the most humiliating time of his professional basketball career. "When Heat coach Erik Spoelstra started to sit me in the fourth quarter, nothing was worse to me than sitting me in crunch time, because that was my identity." Battier, who is now 46 years old, averaged a career-low 20.1 minutes per game in his final NBA season. He played in just 23 fourth quarters that season after playing in 59 fourth quarters during the previous season. "It hurt me to my core, and that's when I knew I was done," Battier continued. I was embarrassed and I checked out, and I was cynical. So when I retired, I was very cynical. So I was sad, but I was also very cynical." After retiring at the end of the 2013-14 season, Battier worked 1 year as an ESPN analyst before joining the Heat's front office in 2017 as the team's vice president of basketball development and analytics. But Battier left that job with the Heat in 2021 to pursue other interests, saying to the Miami Herald in 2024 that "there is so much in life to experience and try my hand at. I shut people out. I was probably battling some depression," Battier said to Torre when discussing the challenges he faced in adjusting to retirement. "I didn't know what depression was. I never had this feeling before, but feeling very isolated. I didn't feel anyone understood what I was going through. I felt very alone, and I pushed people away. I pushed my wife away, I pushed my kids away, and I just was a jerk. I wasn't doing destructive things. It wasn't like I was drinking every night, but I was emotionally unavailable, and I was hurt, and I was pissed off, and I had all these emotions that I had never associated with basketball. And it was a big mistake to go work for ESPN. I was really bad on TV. I had zero passion for it. Zero." While Battier left his full-time front office role with the Heat a few years ago, he remains with the organization as a strategic advisor. "When you retire, you don't know," Battier said on the podcast. "This is all I knew. This is all I knew for 30 years. I had purpose every day. The scoreboard above me told me where I was. I loved my teammates. I loved being part of a team. The money was great. I had status. I had all these things that people are chasing these things in their professional life. It checked every box. So to not have that when you wake up one day because you don't have the jersey, you don't have the locker room, you don't have the purpose, it's scary as expletive. I was terrified." This all led Battier to therapy, helping him get through this rough patch at the start of retirement. "I had to unpack a lot of crap that I just didn't deal with because I was so driven. I was too busy throwing up. I was too busy grinding and just pursuing whatever it was in the basketball career that I did not give time to," Battier said to Torre. "Not healthy at all. I was not stable." But Battier also still looks back at his playing career and his role as what writer Michael Lewis once deemed as the no-stats all-star, with great clarity. "I realized when I helped my friends win, I'm no longer the poor kid, the mixed kid, the tall kid," Battier said on the podcast, explaining when his unselfish on-court approach began. "I'm just a kid who helped my friends win. So I didn't care about what I did or how I looked. All I cared about was, did we win? And did I help my friends win? So I'm going to do whatever it takes to make sure my friends look good and that we win. I took that lesson from kindergarten. So it was born out of desperation. It was born out of just, I want to be loved. I wanted to be accepted. The Miami Heat suffered a first-round exit in the 2025 NBA playoffs. The Cleveland Cavaliers swept them 4-0. Due to their capitulation, many expect Miami to make sweeping changes to the roster this summer. Dan Favale of Bleacher Report believes Miami should actively pursue a gap year strategy. Without a clear present-day or future solution already on the roster, the Heat must look outward, Favale wrote. And that should lead them to an awkward realization. They're better off taking a gap year. Miami doesn't have any money to throw around in free agency, but could have $30 plus million in space next summer, when they also control their own first-round pick. Taking a step back now makes more sense than prematurely pursuing a trade or pretending as if the Heat's roster is built to yield a solution without a significant addition. Pat Riley and the Miami Heat are entering what could be a very hectic offseason. After trading Jimmy Butler ahead of the NBA trade deadline, the Heat could use a franchise player. Over the years, Riley has never been scared to make a splash move. There could be a couple of big-name players available during the upcoming offseason. One of those players is none other than Phoenix Suns superstar Kevin Durant. Could Miami consider pursuing a blockbuster trade to acquire Durant from the Suns? That is something that has now been suggested. Obviously, the trade would be a huge move, including 3 teams that would have a lot of moving pieces. However, on the outside looking in, the trade could actually make sense for all teams involved. This is just a suggestion, but if Miami wanted to swing big for Durant, they could come up with this kind of trade to make it happen. During the 2024-25 NBA season with the Suns, Durant had another big year. At 36 years old, he played in 62 games and averaged 26.6 points per game to go along with 6 rebounds, for 0.2 assists and 1.2 blocks. He shot 52.7% from the floor and knocked down 43% of his three-point attempts. Would acquiring Durant alone make the Heat an NBA Finals contender? Probably not, but having him on the roster would make them a much more attractive destination for other players who want to pursue a championship. Giving up Wiggins, Jokic, Robinson, and 2 first-round picks would deplete a lot of Miami's depth. In order to compete, the Heat would need to get busy in free agency and add quite a few veteran bench pieces. While it's possible that Miami could pull off a blockbuster trade for Durant, there are other potential destinations that are more likely. No one should ever count Riley out on a superstar, but fans should not expect the longtime superstar to be playing in South Beach next season.